Everyone.
Hello from Brussels, Belgium. It is 11:01 p.m. We had to take a nap.
So we look a little
We
sleepy-fied.
just woke up.
And we had our clothes laid out so I don't look like I'm just came from bed. I actually even have a dress on, but you can't tell. But I'd like extra credit points, please. Sangeeta's going to be coming back in just a minute because and here she goes. Let's see. Oh,
You,
what happened?
you gotta accept
There we
it.
go. Sorry, we're on a new computer. There we go. Yay, Sangeeta's here.
Woohoo!
Hello, hello everyone.
Let's see if we're getting some
Okay, I don't want.
comment. All right.
Oh, Apple and Eagle Wings. Okay, Apple says,
Hello.
Brussels, are you eating lots of yummy chocolate? We just got some chocolate that our afternoon, which was your super early morning. And we found some vegan chocolate at what's the name? Oh, I think it has the name on it.
New house.
New House, which is and so it's kind of exciting. So we're saving that for Jill and Wayne when we see them the end of the month. So we're gonna save it to share.
Hopefully we can save it.
That's the goal. So you guys can ask us about that. Apple says that's all I remember about Brussels, that and the architecture. It's really beautiful.
It is.
And it's kind of for a big city, it's kind of peaceful and relaxing, which is what we were hoping for.
Yeah.
And Eagle Wing says hello and hello to you. So tell
Hello.
us, Sangeeta, all of all about your month, or if you want to go ahead and just start, you let us know and we will.
Yeah, I can start. Hello everyone. Welcome to May Positivity Circle. So glad you are here. So I will give an outline if you are joining us for the first time. The first half of the session, we will review our theme from last month. And if anyone remembers the theme, please put it in the comment. And then after we talk about the theme, I have a special guest again. She's very special. And then we will, 30 minutes into this session, we will have our cosmic meditation with live music. And then I will also declare the theme for this month. And then we will talk about the theme for the new theme. And the session will last about an hour. And at the end, I will do some recitations. So that is going to be the outline of our session today. I welcome everyone. I can't see the comments. So Kathy, please help me
Yeah.
out.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm putting another one up that just basically from Seaside 514 says, greetings from Florida. Just happened to be on my phone. It's great to see you.
Okay, great.
And if
Okay,
you're
now
talking, Sangeeta, what I'll do is I'll just put them on so that everyone can see. Is that okay with you?
perfect. Yes,
Okay,
please.
awesome.
Yeah, that way people who are joining on my channel will also see those comments.
Yes.
Okay, so if anyone has joined on Tilted Planet by Sangeeta, please drop a comment so that I know you are here, um, so that we know you are here.
And Seaside 514 says, what are you all doing today? Today is our monthly positivity circle with Sangeeta, if you missed some of that. So it's just a really nice time for all of us to get together and kind of be supportive and have some direction for our month. And I think it's really nice.
Yeah. So does anyone remember the theme from last month?
Ah,
You know, we start giving prizes for whoever remembers.
Well, it won't go to us this month.
Because I was like,
Okay.
Today we were both like, what's the theme? Oh no. We can't remember the
but
theme. Like, it's been just such a whirlwind.
the past few days have been super crazy, so I must say that. So when we left
Okay.
the last boat, the last ship, they told us the night before we had to be up at 5:30, so we had 2 hours of sleep. So we've been trying to kind of catch up. So
Okay. Now
this
I will
time we
give
get
you
it.
a little bit of cheat sheet here. Where what I do is I on my channel I change the title of the video to include the
That's awesome.
So now usually what I do before is I try to watch at least the end again, which is
yeah.
really good. But yes, that's we should do that too. That'll make them separate. We'll
Yeah.
change it a little bit or at least add that in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So our last month's topic was growth, and the topic before that was creativity. So if you worked on your creativity the previous month, then this month would naturally you would grow into that area. And also it is the time for those of us who are gardening. A lot of things are growing, and my growth story is a actual growth story. I have been trying hard to grow my peppers, and what happened last time is when I should have saved the seeds, I was in India, so they didn't get properly saved. So I have been trying and trying, and finally, after I think I sowed the seed like 5 times at least, and finally I have sprouts. So my peppers will grow. So that's one. Uh,
That's awesome.
I love that. Apple was saying that she didn't remember and that she's still stuck on the theme of creativity. And I kind of
I
feel
get
like I
that.
was a little bit there as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
well, that's a good theme to always have, and obviously that comes with growth, right? Uh, so my second growth is that I continued to post more videos on my channel, which I am absolutely irregular about. But I have been posting about this theme called "The Sky Is Never Dark," and it really is true that sky is never dark. We only see the light that is directed at us. So even though there is light and we know it, as soon as the moon rises, we know that it is reflecting the sunlight which already exists there, but we don't see it until it is reflected back to us by the moon. So this realization that the sky is never dark,
Mm.
but it is a myth of dark sky that has been given to us by the universe. And universe always gives us what we need at the time.
Mhm.
And so if you go back 400-500 million years ago, before the dinosaurs, the species at that time did not have eyes. They were species like jellyfish, for example. And for them, those species, it was all a dark night. They had no eyes. At some point, they then developed the light receptors. But initial species, no eyes. Then we are here. We have eyes, but we cannot see all the light. We can only see the direct light. And so, what I compared this evolution of life is the evolution of a fetus into uh, in utero, no eyes, infancy, eyes closed, and then into the toddlerhood, eyes are open but with limited vision, And so that also ties into the theme of growth, how the life has been growing on this planet. Um, and so I'm comparing um, the evolution of life with that of the growth of a fetus. And so it seems to me that we are in the life is in its toddlerhood right now, because what do toddlers do? They do a lot of pretend play. They have a lot of myths, like, the princesses, they play house. They're pretending a lot. They have a lot of myths, and this is the myth that has been given to us by the universe right now, that when we look into the sky, the space to us is all empty and dark, which it isn't at all. There is plenty of light, there's plenty of gravity in the space, and there is plenty of magnetic field is there, gravity is there, and time is there, and space is there. So we only see what we need at this time, and if the life is allowed to continue another millions of years, the species, they will be more advanced and they can see more of the what's in the space. So that is my little thought about the. Am I frozen?
No, you're good.
You were for a second, but you're not now.
Okay, so that is my thought about the theme of growth.
I think that's a really interesting way of looking at things. It's a very interesting show too.
Mm.
Because I think also for me, one of the things that I thought was very fascinating about is how you're looking at this long term growth, when some of the things that we talk about and that it's getting stuck in this very tiny moment, right? So I
And
think that's really cool.
and that is the very purpose of this, that let's not get all caught up into this moment. This is a long game, and we are just a small link in a long chain of
Mm.
our previous ancestors and many of our descendants. And all this will be forgotten later on. So let's be in the moment, think positively, spread positivity. And with that, I'm going to invite my guest, Dr. Sanjana Mohan. Sanjana Didi, could you please join us? Here.
Welcome.
Hello.
Thank
Can
you
you
for
hear?
You.
ah, it's
Can
wonderful to
you hear?
have you on the show today. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Of course.
Okay, so Dr. Sanjana Mohan, please tell us about your work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Sangeeta, for having me here. And hello, everyone. Uh, I am a doctor. I am a pediatrician working in Rajasthan in India. Uh, so I, there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I trained in a city hospital. I started working in a city hospital. But at that time, it seemed I wanted to do more. And especially what would bother is that for the poor people, their health would be very fragile. So in the hospital, we would see children with severe malnutrition. We would treat them, we would work hard. In 2 weeks, the child would get better, would go home, but then come back again in a few months, maybe even more malnourished. So, a question that was bothering me was that how do you bring about a more lasting change in a child's health? At that time, frankly, I didn't know the answer. Uh, but what it told me was that I needed to keep learning, keep kind of, growing. So I kept working. I worked in trainings. I worked in research. I learned more. I studied epidemiology. And then it became more clear that if we have to bring a lasting change in the health of the poor, we have to take healthcare to them. It's not right to expect poor people living in villages to travel 20, 30, 40 kilometers to come to a busy hospital and then be seen very quickly, which is what happens a lot in hospitals in India. So we had to take healthcare closer to them. So we set up our organization, a not for profit. It's called Basic Healthcare Services. And we see a vision where the poor, disadvantaged people receive healthcare with dignity, which is high quality, which is low cost. So we started in deep tribal areas in South Rajasthan, which is the largest state of India. India is still smaller than United States, but it's a big country. Uh, and in these areas, there are no other healthcare providers for many, many kilometers. So our clinic started about 13 years ago, providing 24 into 7 healthcare and managed by a team. We have doctors, of who I am one, we have a few more. We have nurses who actually live there in the clinics and health workers who are closer to the villages. It's been 13 years, and the way the clinics have managed to serve people, frankly, it also is not what it goes way beyond what I could have imagined in that time. We are able to take care of so many illnesses. We see a lot of infections, tuberculosis, malaria, we see diabetes, hypertension. We provide care to pregnant women, conduct deliveries, postnatal care. Even those who are very sick, we admit them for a while, treat them, and then if they need to be still sent to a hospital, then we refer them to hospitals. And I must say that all the results possible have been due to hard work of our teams, especially our nurses, who are rural women themselves. Many are those who are the first generation educated person in the family, hailing from villages. At home, they take care of their livestock, they will milk their goats before they go to school, they will walk 8 kilometers to go to school. But then, once they become a nurse, then they do such difficult work as taking care of a very sick child or conducting a difficult delivery. So maybe I will pause here.
Yeah, sure. Are there any questions?
So far, there aren't any questions, but we were just saying, "Wow."
That's amazing.
That's so awesome, and you must be so thrilled with seeing your idea and your work actually happening, talking about kind of creativity and growth. It's like seeing your baby grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Rajasthan is one of the states that is low on every index, right? So
That's right.
there is tremendous need for what Dr. Sanjana does, and she's also Dilip's cousin.
Ah, okay.
We are very happy that she actually she's on a sort of a business trip right now. An organization that supports her has sponsored this trip, and she's going around the country giving presentations about her work, and really very inspiring work.
It, it is very inspiring. I mean, and I know it's 13 years, but in the grand scheme of things, that's a very short amount of time to get that in place and really
Uh,
working. So that's
yeah,
amazing. That's
and to
fantastic work.
establish continued services, that is the challenge, right? In those remote areas, it is also a desert. A lot of the state is desert, agriculture is a challenge, and so probably a lot of the population that moves around, they can't stay at one place, so migrant workers and all those challenges.
Wow. Oh, and I was also very impressed by the nurses and the commitment by them to, push ahead and do something that nobody in their family's been able to do and still, like, keep things going at home while they're doing it. Like, that's pretty amazing too.
It
Be good.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's really great to bring that up because I think sometimes when you talk about, "Oh, there's a nurse," you don't necessarily think about all the hardships that can be to get to that position and all the
Mhm.
studying and the
The training is, long hours.
yeah. Yeah. It's fantastic. I know this
Thank you.
much about what you do, but it's amazing. And it's so
Absolutely.
are you also able to just kind of have I know you're working on this trip, but you're getting to visit with your cousin. Will you get to visit with some other family and friends?
Yes,
Oh, that's
absolutely.
amazing.
Yes. No, thank you all for such kind words. And I must say that it's also, I feel privileged that I have this work on my hands. And I hear many people say, tell me that you are doing great work. I say, yes, work is great. But I think what I get back from the work is much more than what I give in. So I feel really fortunate. And maybe I'll just share a story of a nurse once. So when COVID came, uh, there was so much fear, and many hospitals in India had also, shut down quite a bit. Uh, Doctors were also seeing patients from afar and not really seeing well. But then there were our nurses who were still continuing to do their work, taking all precautions, of course, wearing masks, sitting at some distance, but doing all that was needed for care. So I was talking to a young nurse, 22-year-old. I, she lived, her village was about 80 kilometers from the clinic. So I was asking her, what do your parents say? Are they scared? She says, yes, they are scared and they tell me, come home, don't work. And then I say, oh, I still push. Okay, but what do you tell them? She says, what can I say? I tell them, if I have to have COVID, I'll have it here also. So, and this is all of 22 years old. And then when there is so much fear among most of the world, you have such young women who are, totally fearless.
Yeah. It's the woman who will change the world.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, we should just
Absolutely.
allow
I absolutely agree
them
with that.
and we change it for better.
And I just wanted to say that Apple said it's good hearing this about the doctor's experiences. Thank you. Because one of the things that can be so nice about this monthly meeting is kind of uplifting each other and remembering how much good there is in the world, I think.
Yes. Yes. We are very lucky that she happened to be visiting our area, and she gave a presentation in Kerry, and that was so eye opening, like the amount of work she has done and the number of patients. And then they kept on adding, like I think you saw a need for a nursery, and
Yes.
they started the care providing services. And then we heard how the children who have been in their nursery, then they perform much better in the academics once they go to a regular school. So it's just awesome that you're
Yeah,
doing all
thank
that.
you.
Yeah.
And there's just so many different points in a person's life that help lift them to be able to go beyond what was before.
Mhm.
And I know, at least in the United States, I feel like sometimes people forget that,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So, Sanjana, if someone wants to know more about your work, where should they go or how should they get in touch with your organization?
Yeah. So we have a website. It's called www.bhs.org. Basic Healthcare Services is the name of the organization. That's a website.
Okay.
So
Okay.
can look up the website.
Yes.
There is also a, how you can contact. There is you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Very nice.
yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you again for inviting me. And so lovely. being here.
It's likewise.
Okay, bye. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for your time and your services
Yes,
as well.
absolutely.
Thank you.
And Ramya says, hello, everyone. I just joined.
Okay, great. Hi, Ramya. You joined just in time. Ramya, do you have any comments about our theme from last month? Not to put you on the spot, just checking. If I want to give you an opportunity to say something in case you have something to say.
And anyone, if you're just joining or if you've been on for a little while and you want to talk about your experience with growth in the past month, please feel free to chime in at any time. I'm staying on the comments. Like that's my one job
Her
right
one
now.
job today. Her one job today is to make sure the comments get posted.
Now, I saw a message on my screen that said turn on the reactions. Did you send that message to me?
No.
No.
Hmm. I wonder how it popped up, but anyway,
Yeah.
that
E-
means.
Ecamp's updated since we were here
Yeah.
last time, so
I went today to log on just to make sure everything was gonna work, and like the screens were all different. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Not right now.
but what that means is just this coming week we'll just be on more because
Yeah.
we won't be
We're
moving
gonna
around.
and we'll be on the next 3 days, so
Yeah. I
doing some stuff.
I think the one thing I want to kind of say about growth is that, we've talked about this before, and it's always interesting to talk about it at home when you're looking back at travel and growth, as far as like us kind of being on the same page or being cranky at the same time or whatever. I feel like this trip really has gone much better. I feel
Yeah.
like there has been some growth.
I've been a cranky butt a little bit.
There was I'm only laughing because I was like, "You need to stop this because I'm cranky too." But it was the situation that we are talking about, like literally we wear these little aura rings trying to figure it gives us data. It literally said our sleep. It says, "I see you took a nap." That was our sleep.
That was our actual sleep for that night, and it's called it a nap. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
We were in Athens, and so then we had to wait extra to get onto the bus.
Hmm.
Then we took the bus for about 2 hours. Then we made the smart decision at the time to go take a tour of the Acropolis for a couple of hours.
But let me put this in perspective, okay? We are going about our business on our trip. It is the last night before our trip. We are all proud of ourselves, how we are like 95% packed. We are ready to go for the next day. We've set our disembarkation time 45 minutes before we're supposed to meet at the bus so we can go through customs and all that stuff and border patrol. We're all proud of ourselves, and we're sitting at the dinner table, and I get a text on my phone from Sailor Services that says, "Oh, hey, you and all your luggage."
No, no, it didn't even tell. It says you need to be at this restaurant at 5:30
AM.
a.m. It was like not quite 12 hours before, and it gave no explanation. And we had just gone to, because this whole bus ride to the airport in Acropolis, I went to that person and said, "Hey, if we leave at 7, will that be
Enough
a,"
time.
and she's like, "Oh, yeah, that should be great." So we were already kind of prepared for one thing, which when you're trying to get off a ship with 2,000 people, you don't really want to get too messed up. So I'm texting back and forth with them going, "Okay, well, why is immigration coming here? Did immigration went really fast in Barcelona?" Which we did not do because we were staying on the ship. So they told us don't, because there's a new
EU, it's a new
EU thing,
policy.
and so you have to get fingerprinted and all of that. And our friend, we thought she would be in line for about an hour and a half, and she was out in like 15, 20 minutes.
Mhm.
And what they did, and I'm like, do we bring our luggage? And they weren't answering. So I'm like, I have these 5 questions. Other people have these questions too. They were not communicating. They're like, yeah, bring your luggage. No, you don't go back up to your room. We're walking you out. And it was not just us. We found out it was
70
70 people
70 people.
who did the back to back like we
And
did.
what made it even worse was they didn't even let everybody know. So not everybody got that text message. So we're sitting in there, and
And
at 6 o'clock in the morning, Sailor Services is calling these people saying, you need to grab your stuff and come downstairs and leave the boat right now. Because we
oh,
can't clear the boat to get everybody else off until the
well, no,
70 of
they
you
didn't.
go.
No, they didn't. They
They
told
did.
you that.
They
They
told
didn't
me
tell anybody that.
that.
And so like no one knows what's going on. They're not being clear, and it's just
It was
it
chaos.
so all everybody danced the 7 or 60 people who were in the restaurant were like having a fit. Like they gave us some coffee and some stale croissants. Like it was not thought up well. And so
No.
everyone was like, "Wow."
Everybody was at, and some folks were getting really angry. And we tried to travel pretty light this time, and
We
we
failed.
didn't.
We failed.
But
But the other thing though is you went to Sailor Services
I
too. So
did.
we're still trying to get this information. And what they told Cheryl then is they're like, look, they just told us because you the 70 of you have not gone through this immigration process, they won't clear the ship. They won't let anybody get off
Until
until
we.
you've done this.
Mhm.
And then of course it was like,
Oh, okay. That's not
oh,
a problem.
well, that's nice, like not nice, but I mean, once you know, now I'm not mad at Virgin. It's not their fault. They're doing the best they can. But since they're not telling everyone else this, I mean,
Yeah, there was just sporadic information getting to sporadic people. I mean, this is this
oh,
is how sporadic.
they also said that everybody got something under their door about it. No one got anything.
And somebody brought their paper that was under their
It says
door.
there's a balcony cleaning that afternoon. Like there was
That's what they said. That's what was under our door when we walked in. So it's like,
everybody
okay. But it was so sporadic and so not well done that one of the entertainers
was in the same
got
boat.
a phone call at 6 a.m. and said, you need to get all your crap and get down here and get off the boat. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
So he was in the line with
So
us going, I have no idea. I didn't know anything about this either.
so
Our friends that we met on the boat,
we're
they
there.
didn't get any information until they got a text at 12:33 a.m. that they had to be downstairs at 5:30. And the only reason that they even looked at their phone is because when he went to check out in the hall to make sure their luggage had gotten taken, their luggage was still there. And when he asked the room attendant person, they were like, "Oh, well, we can't take your luggage because you need to take it downstairs
No,
with
what
you in the
it said,
morning."
you're listed as walking off with your luggage. So we walked into what I usually like to do when we get off is like we just go sit in a quiet corner and we get off last. Like that's usually what we do.
Yeah,
So we were thrown into the midst of angry people. Like we were the least angry, and
with 2 hours sleep.
and no one had enough sleep. So I even went up to the Sailor Services person because I'm like, look, it's getting ugly in there, and you need to tell people really what's going on. I'm like, I'm not mad at you. You didn't do anything, but let's work on this together. And here's some things that might help because it was getting ready to be a mutiny. So then finally they walked us out. A couple of hours we were in line for immigration because they weren't really ready for us at that
And
time.
apparently, the first people that walked off when they got to the door of where immigration wasn't even open yet. The doors were all locked.
Right. And then we got on a bus and then we drove around and then we went to the Acropolis, which was super cool and exhausting. So we weren't planning on sleeping 2 hours and then walking all that 2 hours. Like
Up, up, up,
it
up, 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 up to
it,
the.
it was
Uh,
significant.
so So travel is supposed to be an adventure, and
Oh.
it's an opportunity to grow, because that element of surprise is
Mhm.
what makes travel so special. You know, if one didn't want like that sense of wonder and sense of uncertainty about the future, then one would stay home.
It's
Exactly.
true.
It's true.
And so yeah, and it was
it
really it's really nice, but I do feel like there's been times that we would not have been able to do that.
No, we would have practically killed each other like within the first 15
Only
minutes.
one of us would be here today.
Yeah, I feel like with this technology, it has taken away a sense of wonder from us,
Mm.
because um, you, I know that people do like endless research about the thing that they're going to place, that they are going to visit, that they already know about it, and I don't. I do like minimum research, and I walk around and take it in, like things that I didn't know, and it's that moment that of adventure, that I don't know what's going to happen next or what I'm going to stumble upon. And people have everything planned, like where they're going to eat their breakfast, what they're going to order.
No, no, but no.
You're doing better.
I know. I do think it's an in between. So here's what I've done, because I like it when my favorite part of traveling is walking around. That's what we've done
Mhm.
the past 2 days in Brussels, because I'm like, I don't know anything about Brussels. So then I'll look up, or I'll say, oh, okay, here's some vegan restaurants, or just in general. And so
Mhm.
I always have a few. It's not like we're going to go to this
Mhm.
place and we're going to go that place. Every time I'm like, we have some choices.
Well, here's a prime example. Rome. Everybody kept asking us when we got back, "Oh, did you go here? Did you see that? Did you do the Colosseum? Did you
Mm-mm.
see this? Did you see the Pantheon or whatever it was? All this stuff." And we're like, "No." We
No.
got off the bus. We took a tour bus in because it was an hour away from where the ship actually was. So we used that excursion
To
for
get,
a hop on hop off bus to get there. We hopped off the bus.
we need
We
to make
saw everybody walking towards the
see,
Colosseum.
we walked the
We
other
turned
way.
around and walked the other direction.
And I found a thrift shop, and we
Yeah,
found some we found all these little places, and like I felt like I got to experience what it was
To
like to be
feel it.
there, not just to see the things that
exactly.
you're supposed to see when you're in Rome.
Yeah,
You went off the beaten path.
we did. And we learned a
Yeah.
lot going off the beaten path. And we met some artists, and
And
it
then,
was amazing.
but then we got to see all these beautiful, we still saw beautiful buildings that are older
Yeah.
than anything here. We
Yeah.
still, and like with Brussels, I wasn't sure what to expect. And they have really cool street art here, and so I agree. I like being surprised. Being the way I am, I need to have some information, so if we go somewhere and I'm not sure, that I have an option. But I think it's not great to have everything planned out on trips like
Well, and you
this.
said today, you said, "Oh, I really like having a little side quest that gets us out adventuring a different area." And I think that's just we have one place that we're going to,
Well,
and then the rest of the day
like
is just
a vegan restaurant. So today I'm like, okay, there's this Tibetan Momo place. And as we go there, we're in a different part of the city. Whereas yesterday we went to
the
this little
others.
cafe that was all vegan, that was lovely.
Mhm.
And the people were sweet.
Very nice.
And I think that's the difference. We did go in front of the Vatican because Cheryl grew up Catholic.
Yeah, I had
So
to do my selfie with the Vatican, and then I was done.
and I was like, this is it was
It
madness.
was madness
It was
down
just
there.
avoiding people instead of actually getting to feel where you were. But anyhow, very long story, extra long.
Sorry.
That's part of our growth
We
story.
are growing very
You
well
had to
with this.
get it out. You had to get it out.
We haven't killed
Oh,
each other. We're growing.
No, and
hey, that's a plus. You're still alive.
and Ramya says, for me, growth has been about expanding my creative boundaries, whether it's
Mm,
finding my voice or keeping myself grounded and constantly evolving.
Nice.
mm, yes,
See, see
very
how
nice.
compact she made that?
Mhm.
Cheryl feels like if it's you won't understand without all the details.
Ah, okay,
Always
so we
been.
are we have passed our halfway mark. So maybe we should start our ritual. And so today I'm going to sing the Serene Sisters song live. I hope you will forgive my mistakes. I hope this sitar is still in tune. We are voyagers of an unknown way. We are voyagers of an unknown way. A fleeting spark in the cosmic sway. A fleeting spark in the cosmic sway. We are voyagers of an unknown way. A home, a fragile place where life is born as seasons change. A speck of life so rare and pale, swirling in the infinite gale. We are voyagers of an unknown way. What a marvelous thing to be alive, to touch, to feel and believe. What a marvelous thing to be alive, to touch, to feel and believe. The journey is hard, a battle uphill. Hold hands tight in tears and smiles. Hold hands tight in tears and joys. Because we are voyagers of an unknown way. Stars may fade and galaxies turn. Stars may fade and galaxies turn. Yet love is what we are here to earn. Yet love is what we are here to learn. Yet love is what we are here to earn. Yet love is what we are here to earn. So that was the Serene Sisters song on sitar and vocal.
It was beautiful.
Very well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so now time for the theme, new theme announcement. So for this month's theme, I was inspired by Apple. So we are going from creativity to growth. You have worked on it. That should make you happy. And so the theme for this month is joy. So,
Love that.
That's a great one.
yeah,
And
so,
also, Eagle's Wings said beautiful. I put that up too, but I wanted to
oh,
make sure you got to hear about that.
thank you. So let's have a 2 minutes of silence, and as we meditate in silence, let's think about the theme, and then we'll discuss the theme.
Okay. Okay, we are back.
Okay. So today, unfortunately, I have a hard stop at 6 o'clock because I have to take Anu to her own concert. I can't be late for that.
Well, a couple of comments. Ramya said beautiful singing and playing, which
Oh,
we
thank
all agree with. And Apple says, yay for joy.
you. Yay.
And I think we felt that way too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a theme I
So,
can get
Joy,
behind.
yeah, so, life gets in the way. We can't be always happy, always joyful. But let's have this resolve together in this circle. And when you wake up, think about joy. Think about what will make you happy today, even for 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Even if it is having your morning cup of coffee. Just take at least 5 minutes every day to do things that may give you joy. And then, before going to bed, again, look at your day and see what gave you joy. Sometimes you don't have to plan it, life brings you joy. And
True.
so, appreciate that. Appreciate what moments made you happy in that day.
Mhm.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
It's so
So,
doable.
Yes,
yeah,
that's a
yeah,
simple task.
yeah. And also, when I was thinking about joy, thing we talk about a lot is that reducing unnecessary stress is a part of making us ourselves happy, like picking the right battles, letting go, you know not thinking obsessively about thing that bothers us. um, that's something we can practice, reducing conflicts and arguments in our own life,
Mhm.
which is hard. I understand it is hard. I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect. But that's why we are in this circle. If we make the resolve together, we are likely to stick with it.
Absolutely.
And I agree. It's not about perfection though, but it is about just kind of prioritizing.
Hmm.
And I kind of like the way you said that. It's about picking your battles sometimes. Just like our travel saga that Cheryl gets to pick all things airport times and I pick all things leaving the boat times. And, as we're going along, some of that thing that makes it easier is saying, oh, this is more important to you than it is to me. So maybe you should choose what we do for that.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And,
Yes.
and that's
It's
not so hard.
no, it's been
It's
working
not.
well.
Yeah. Yeah. So picking the battles. Because you spend so much energy in fighting a battle that's not at all worth fighting. Like 2 days later, you won't even remember why you were mad and you got all worked up, and that you ruined your entire morning for no reason.
Hmm.
Absolutely. It's true.
Yeah. So we all can support each other in having this resolve to find joy every day. Some joy every day. A few minutes of joy, at least. More the merrier, but at least a few.
I like that. I'm on Team Joy.
Me too. And I could use some reduced stress. And I think that thinking about that in the mornings will help really reduce my stress.
And set you on the right
It'll
path.
make the day start out good right from the get go and have positive thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what concert is Anu doing tonight?
Oh, yeah. She is in choir. It's her choir concert. Um,
She's
so,
multi-talented for those
That's
that
right.
don't know. She dances, she sings, she plays violin.
She's a triple threat. Well, maybe a quadruple threat, actually.
Well, origami. Let's not.
yeah, it is the best joy of my life.
Mm,
That's
It
sweet.
it doesn't compare with anything else. I've done many things in my life, but nothing compares to that. We're very lucky.
and Eagle Wing says, "Thank you for allowing me to be here today. Of course, you're always welcome." And Ramya says, "Yes, joy is only giving your energy to what actually makes you
I
happy."
love that. I love that description.
Hmm.
It's amazing.
Yes, yes, definitely.
And Apple says, somewhere along the line, I decided that my joy is not dependent on external factors.
Beautiful. That's
That
great.
is the most important line of today. If we want to go away with a message, that's the message. That
Exactly.
our happiness is within, not without as much.
Hmm.
And we
And
need to tap.
go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, so we need to tap into our inner joy.
Yes.
Yeah. Ramya says, best wishes to her for her concert. And then Apple also everything's getting busy now, which is wonderful to hear everybody. Apple says, I meditate about things I'm grateful for with my morning coffee. It stirs up my joy.
It's
Mm,
fantastic.
great.
And Eagle Wings says, beautiful message. And we're just so grateful all of you guys joined us today.
Mm,
And we'll be doing this every month. So you can bring your stories about what helped you bring joy to your day next time.
yeah.
Yeah,
And Sangeeta, if you could send me the doctor's information that I could put in the post, so if people
sure.
want to contact them further,
Mhm.
that they
Yes,
can.
yes, yes. I definitely will. And is everyone in the circle ready for the recitation?
Yes.
Great. Should I do it with sitar or without? Let me do it with sitar because I have it. Okay, so I am ending with Sanskrit verses that talk about universal love, being together, and unity of the universe. That's our message. So, and I will also end with you know how I said that we are going from not seeing light to seeing more light. So there is a verse for that, and I will end with that verse as well. ॐ पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Thank you so much for that.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And have a wonderful rest of your evening, a great concert. And thank you so much for
Thank
sharing
you.
all of this with us today.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Be joyful. We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.